Being home alone is supposed to feel safe, until something inside the house proves otherwise. Story 1. The silence of the house isn't empty. It's heavy, like an held breath. I'm sitting on the sofa, the television muted, watching the low flicker of the screen cast long, dancing shadows across the hardwood floor. It's midnight. Outside, the wind has died down, leaving the neighborhood in a pocket of unnatural stillness. Click. It's faint, the distinct sound of a floorboard settling in the hallway. I freeze, my pulse thrumming against my collarbone. I tell myself it's the house cooling down, the timber reacting to the drop in temperature. I wait, staring into the dark corridor, but nothing moves. I force a breath and turn my eyes back to the screen. Click. This time, it is unmistakably closer. It's the sound of a foot shifting weight, a slow, deliberate pressure on the wood. My skin prickles. I live alone. I double-checked the deadbolt twice before I locked myself in for the night. "Hello?" I call out. My voice sounds thin, brittle, and pathetic in the vastness of the living room. No response, just the hum of the refrigerator from the kitchen, a low, rhythmic drone that feels like it's mocking me. Thump. A soft, muffled impact. Someone, or something, is standing just behind the wall that separates the living room from the hallway. I don't turn around. I can't. I am paralyzed by the sudden, suffocating realization that the air in the room has changed. It feels displaced, as if the space behind me has been filled by a massive, unseen presence. I look at the reflection in the dark television screen. My own eyes are wide, glassy with terror, but as I scan the periphery of the reflection, I see it. A shadow, a jagged, elongated shape stretching from the hallway entrance, creeping across the carpet toward my feet. It isn't attached to me. It isn't cast by any furniture. It is darker than the dark, a silhouette of something tall, thin, and impossibly angular. It stops moving the moment I notice it. My heart is a frantic bird trapped in my chest. I want to run, but my legs feel like lead. I watch, paralyzed, as the shadow begins to lean forward, detaching itself from the floor and rising upward, folding into the air above the sofa. There is no sound now, not even the refrigerator hum. The world has narrowed down to the back of my neck, where I can feel the sudden, icy draft of a breath that isn't mine. I don't turn around. I don't scream. I just stare into the reflection, watching the shadow reach out, its fingers elongating into thin, needle-like points, descending slowly toward my shoulder. "I know you're there," a voice whispers, not behind me, but inside my own head. I close my eyes and the house goes completely, finally, silent. Story 2. The silence in this house is not empty. It is heavy, pressing against my eardrums like deep water. I am 3 miles from the nearest neighbor, and tonight the wind has died down entirely, leaving the world suspended in a suffocating stillness. It started with the floorboards. I live in an old Victorian, a skeleton of dry timber and stubborn nails that likes to settle when the temperature drops. But the creak I heard 10 minutes ago wasn't the house shifting. It was the rhythmic, deliberate pressure of a footfall on the landing. I am sitting on the sofa, a book open in my lap, though I haven't turned a page in an hour. My skin feels 2 sizes too small. I stay perfectly still, my breathing shallow, straining to hear past the thrum of my own racing pulse. Creak. There. The second step from the top. It's a dry, splintering sound, distinct and localized. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the house. It was weight. My eyes remain fixed on the television screen, which is dark. I don't dare look toward the stairs. If I look, I acknowledge the presence. If I acknowledge the presence, it becomes real. I tell myself it's just nerves, the isolation, the dark, the way the mind tries to fill the gaps in the quiet. But the air in the living room has changed. It feels colder, ionized, as if a storm has broken right inside the hallway. The silence returns, but it's different now. It's expectant. I hear a soft, wet sound, a faint slap of something yielding against the hard wood. It is followed by a slow, rhythmic dragging, like a heavy coat being pulled across the floorboards. It's moving toward the doorway. It's not rushing. It has all the time in the world. My knuckles are white where I grip the sofa cushions. I want to scream, but my throat is a constricted tunnel of fear. I realize then that the shadows in the hallway have bled over the threshold. They are no longer just an absence of light. They have texture. They are pooling in the periphery of my vision, thick and oily. Then the sound stops. The dragging ends exactly at the edge of the rug. I am paralyzed, staring at the darkened television screen. In the reflection of the glass, I see the doorway behind me. I see the distorted, elongated shadow of a head rising from behind the sofa, looming over the back of my seat. I squeeze my eyes shut, praying for the dawn. But the smell hits me first. The metallic, cloying stench of damp earth and rot. A hand, cold as a tombstone, settles gently onto the top of my head. It doesn't grip. It just rests there, a silent, inevitable weight. "I'm here," a voice rasps, not in my ear, but directly inside my skull. I don't open my eyes. I don't breathe at all.